What's up YouTube, we're back with another video today, again on the Jacked and Athletic project, trying to get as jacked and as athletic as possible. So today we're doing a lower body session. We're going to start off, we're at a basketball court here, we're going to do a little bit of light extensive plyometrics. We're then going to do some drop jumps, just working on being nice and springy and bouncy off the floor, and then we're going to do a little dunk session. I'm 6'4" and I'm not even sure if I can dunk a basketball. I've never really attempted it in my life because it's not been the sport I used to play, so I don't actually know if I can do it. And obviously there's a lot to it. It's a little bit of a skill rather than just about power and explosiveness. There's also a skill to it, so we'll just see. But I think it's the best way to work on your jump power. I think it's one of the best ways to work on your explosive power is jumping, and dunking a basketball is like a really cool thing to do, and it shows how you can express how powerful and explosive you are. So we're going to try that, and we'll see how we get on with that. And then we're going to go to the gym and then do some squats, single leg RDLs, and a little bit of calf raises. So nice little solid lower session today. A little bit of athletic work, and working on being nice and springy, quick off the floor, a little bit of jumps for power, and then some strength work. So we will just get right into the session. We'll talk you through it as we're going along. Okay, so as I said, we're going to do the extensive plyometrics first. We've already done a little warm-up, just a few runs up and down the basketball court, and then some dynamic work like squats, lunges, single leg RDLs and all that. So now we're just going to do extensive plyos. It's just going to be a double leg pogo series, just moving, just doing pogos, forward and backwards, sideways, and different variations, just to move the ankles differently and get them nice and warmed up for the jump session. We do 20 reps each variation. I think it's enough just to warm up the ankles, get nice and ready. It ends up being like over 100 contacts on the ground, which is a good way to warm up the ankles and a good way to feel a little bit springy. I think extensive plyometrics are one of the most underrated, underutilized athletic things to do. They are just great for, well, it's a great warm up to warm up your ankles before you do any kind of session. It's a great way to get easy ground contacts in, quick ground contacts in. It's also just an easy way to strengthen your ankles. Like if you're someone who sprains your ankle a lot, if you go for runs, if you're a runner, then doing extensive plyometrics in the warm up before a run is one of the best things you can do to warm up your body, warm up your ankles, get yourself feeling springy for that run. Or if you play a sport or anything, I think even if you just go to the gym, I think extensive plyometrics, one of the best things you can do in your warm-up. It makes you feel springy, explosive, and ready for a session, and also they're great for building your ankle strength. Okay, now we're going to do some drop jumps. We just found this bench. We're just going to drop off the bench and try to be nice and reactive and quick off the floor as possible. I'm not really worried about height here. The main aim for this is just to be nice and explosive and nice and quick off the floor. We're going to do 3 sets of 3 of these. These are a great exercise if you're someone who isn't quick or feels like more like a power kind of athlete, where you're quite powerful in jumps but you're not very quick at top end speed sprinting or something, or you're very strong in the weight room but you're not very explosive and fast. Then this is one of the best exercises you can do, dropping from something and trying to be nice and springy and quick off the floor. You don't really need much to do this. All you need is a little bench, someone to stand on and drop off of. And obviously the higher you go, the harder it's going to be quick off the floor. So to start with, always start with a low bench or whatever, a low platform to drop off of, and then as you get more comfortable, you can go a little bit higher up and then try and be nice and quick off the floor then as well. Also, sometimes it's good to have an implement in front of you, like a hurdle to jump over. It makes it a little bit more intent driven, and sometimes makes you a little bit faster because obviously you need to jump over that hurdle. But obviously again, you don't want to make that too high because you want this to be nice and quick exercise. Right, we're on to our dunk session now. We're just going to do a few run-up jumps, just to get warmed up before we go into the actual session. There's no way I'm going to be able to dunk actually. This is something I really need to work on. It's way higher than I thought. I don't know if that's 10 foot. Normally I can easily touch the rim when I've attempted to do jumps on the basketball court before. But yeah, we're nowhere. So we need to keep working on this. Okay, that was better. I managed to touch the rim there. Maybe we're just getting warmed up. Maybe I'm just not ready to do the actual dunk session yet. To be fair, we've had 3 weeks off. So this is our first leg session in 3 weeks. So we're probably not at our most explosive or our best right now. So maybe we'll just do a few more. Maybe my aim was to do 5 to 10 total max output reps. So maybe do a few more warm-up ones and then see how we feel. Okay, these feel like max effort jump now, so we're going to do 10 total, absolute maximum, but maybe just do 5. We'll see how we feel during them, but at least we're touching the rim at the moment. Might not use the basketball, the ball, I don't think I'm anywhere near dunking today. So it's nice to just get a refresh session, get back into it, see where we're at, and see where we need to go and what we need to do to get to where I want to be with my goals. I feel like every jump's getting a little bit higher, which is what you want, to be honest. So yeah. We've been mainly doing double leg running jumps, so maybe we'll try a few single leg jumps, see how we get on with them too. I feel like they're going to be worse though, obviously, because most people can get a little bit more power with the double legs, obviously, but some people are better at single leg jumping. But I think that's when you're a pretty elastic kind of athlete, you're good at the single leg jumps, which a lot of basketball players are, volleyball players even a lot of soccer players, football players are good at that single leg jumping. But I feel like I'm not the best at that kind of stuff. I'm not a very elasticy kind of athlete. I'm more of a strength, power based kind of strength based, but like I'm also very good cardio wise rather than actually being explosive. So probably not the best at the single leg ones, but we can try a few. Fair, it feels weird going with a single leg, but my left leg was way better than my right, so something to work on though. Maybe that'll help with the actual double leg jumping, is getting working on a single leg. So yeah, well, maybe I'll try a few more of them, try a few double leg ones, and then if we're going to do 2 sessions a week of dunk sessions, it means we can work on a variation of double leg and single leg ones. So that's good. We're only going to do a couple more reps, and that's going to be us. Then we're going to go on to the gym session. Okay, we're in the gym now, so we are doing our squats. Warm-up set's feeling pretty difficult after that dunk session. I didn't expect to feel my legs as much, but warm-up sets didn't feel amazing. Again, as I said, it's the first time in 3 weeks we've done any proper exercise, so we're not going to go crazy today, and probably normal to feel my legs a bit like this. So we're just going to do 130. We're going to aim for 3 reps, but might only get 1 or 2 to be honest. So we don't want to go full out today. So we'll just see how they feel. I want to leave like 2 or 3 reps in the tank. So normally with 130 we could probably do, before we could do 6 to 8 reps. So if we can do 3 reps, I'll be pretty happy, because we should leave reps in the tank. But we'll see how we feel. Might not be able to do that much because the warm-up set's been quite difficult. Okay, 3 reps wasn't too bad. We definitely could have done at least 2 more, so that's kind of the zone we want to be in. Normally, whenever we do strength work, back squats, bench press, we always work up to like either a heavy single, double, or triple. I think it's good to work up to that heavy weights for the first set, because it helps, like working on max strength or working on like heavy singles and doubles or triples is more like a skill as well as like just about strength. So I like to do that every session. Whenever I'm doing like a heavy lift, like squats or bench, I always work up to heavy single, double, or triple. So today was just a triple. Doesn't always have to be a max out. Like today was not a max out. I definitely could have done 5 or 6 reps there of 130. So, because my first week back, happy to stick with that. We're now going to pull it back and do 110 for 5 reps, 2 sets of 5 reps. And that's going to be us again. That'll be nice and easy. That's quite comfortable for me. I could easily do 110 for probably 10 reps, maybe even more, beforehand. But just for today, legs are feeling tired. So we don't want to completely ruin ourselves in the first week. We want to come back after a long holiday. It's good to come back, and just get your body moving again, get that nervous system back into it. And then hopefully the next few weeks, we have a long time to really push ourselves. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how much we do in this first week. We're not going to hit any PBs this first week. So, just want to get back into the swing of things, get back into the routine of actually training. So yeah, 2 more backup sets. Yeah, so improving my back squat is one of my main goals in this 10 weeks also. So like my main goals are probably dunking a basketball, improving my back squat, improving my sprint speed, and improving my mile time. I think that covers most of the athletic qualities, conditioning for the mile time, explosive power for the vertical jumping, dunks. Also, I want to improve my broad jump, which will help the horizontal. Dunks will improve the vertical jump. And then I also want to improve my back squat and the back squat and my sprint time, my top end flying sprint, because I want to be nice and fast and explosive. And that covers basically main, like speed, conditioning, power, and strength. That's like the 4 main athletic kind of qualities. There's other ones like mobility. You can think of hypertrophy and all that kind of stuff. But those 4 are like the main ones for athletic qualities. And that's the 4 we're trying to improve upon. So for strength, mainly the back squat. There is other side quest goals we have too, but mainly the back squat for that overall lower body strength. Upper body strength is going to be the bench press. I want to improve that, get that up to a decent level. The vertical jump for the vertical power, broad jump for the horizontal power, and then for conditioning, just a 1 mile run. I want to get my 1 mile run time pretty low, down to below 5:30. Okay, we're on to 90 kilo. We're just going to grease the groove here. We're not going to do too much. Between 6 to 8 reps. Just get a little bit more volume in. I mean, 6 reps is probably a bit too little, but we'll see how the legs feel. They're a bit tired, so we don't want to do too much. Super comfortable, felt good though. We were managing to be quite explosive on them, trying to move the bar as fast as possible. It's quite good to finish off with that. Yeah, they felt really comfortable, not grindy at all. 90 kilos really light, so it's really easy for me. So 8 reps, felt pretty good. Probably could have done 20, but we're not pushing it today. We just want to get good squat pattern in, get that movement back in, get some good reps in. So they felt really good, quite explosive as well, which is good to finish on with the squats. Now we're going to go into some single leg RDLs, working on hamstrings. If I do a double leg, it's like squat variation or double leg exercise, I like to, for the secondary exercise, maybe do a single leg exercise like the single leg RDL, something to work on the hamstring single leg wise. I think it's good because it takes a little bit of the load away. So obviously when you do the first heavy double squat, like back squat like I did, it's a heavy exercise. It's very fatiguing on the body, and it can put a lot of stress on your lower back and all that. So I think it's good to do a single leg exercise second, a less overall load on the body, kind of secondary exercise. And I think that's why it's good to do like a single leg RDL rather than a double leg RDL, because obviously that's putting a lot more stress on the nervous system, more stress on the lower back too. And I think doing it this way seemed to have worked pretty well for my lower back and everything. So that's why I've been doing it. And with other clients as well, it seems to have worked pretty well. So that's something to think about when you're doing a double leg heavy bilateral leg exercise. It's good to do the secondary exercise, maybe a single leg RDL for the hamstrings, single leg lateral squat for the groins, something like that. as a secondary main exercise. Seems to work pretty well for overall injuries, and just for, also you get really strong doing these exercises too. This is less overall load on the body, but you still get nice and strong, and obviously takes a little bit of the pressure off the back and like the other parts of the body. Now we're just going to do standing machine calf raises. We're not going to go too heavy. I think there's only like 80 kilo of weights on it. I don't know what the weight the machine weighs, but I'm just going to go with that. Do like 2 sets of 15 reps. Just get the calves moving again, and yeah. We're trying to really focus on getting that nice deep into that stretch at the bottom with the high heels, trying to put them like really low and then coming up, trying to really focus on that with this exercise. Yeah, that's us for today, so we're going to do one more set, but that'll be us. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something today, and we're going to continue with this Jacked and Athletic project. We're going to try and see how athletic and how jacked I can get by the end of this 10 weeks. As I said, I've got some benchmarks I'm working from and to, so by the end of the 10 weeks I'll showcase what improvements I've made. And then yeah, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.